Welcome back to another video. So in today's video will be a quick one. We'll understand what Spring Data JPA is. The first question is why Spring Data JPA? Because we are already building our application using Hibernate or JPA. Then why we need Spring Data JPA? So everything is working fine. So the use case or the reason Spring introduced Spring Data JPA because it's easier for us to implement JPA based project in a more faster way. How it can be fast? Well, as you could see, right, in our previous projects we are using Hibernate and we are achieving all the functionality using Hibernate. If you have seen my previous video, we have created our customer DAO, and our customer DAO interface we have all our methods: find all, find by ID, save and delete by ID. And then we have our customer DAO implementation where we have our implementation layer. So for this particular implementation, what are we doing is that this particular implementation is tied to our this entity, which is customer detail sign up, whereas all those information which it need to find in, it will find in our customer detail sign up and all the information. We can also add another entity here, but for now just focus that for our customer detail sign up we need to implement all these methods. Now just imagine this is only one table. We have only implemented customer detail sign up, whereas we have one more customer detail login. So now what? How are we going to do it? We need to again create one more implementation for our customer detail login entity. So customer detail login entity should also have those functionality: find all, find by ID, save and delete by ID, and even more, means more custom we need to add in. But these are the basic CRUD which are enabled for all by default Spring Data JPA. So we don't need to have this another layer of, we will be having another layer, but that layer will more over focus on our custom logic. For our basic CRUD implementation, we needed our repo or a wrapper which will help us to enable all these four functionality. That's it. That's the reason. That is the only benefit of using it. And there are certain things that we are handling transactional or commit. Those things are handled by Spring Data JPA. It has done really well. But in short, it is just to help developer to optimize or to build a Spring enable application very well. So it's part of a Spring ecosystem. It's a part of a Spring project. So now let us quickly implement our. How are we going to implement it? We don't need to write all these big logic. We don't need to write it. Okay. So what are we going to do is we'll just simply create in our DAO itself. That is also a data access object. But what are we going to do is we'll create our customer repo interface, and then what are we going to do is we will extend JPA, very simple. And then what are we going to pass is our customer. Okay, so we will pass our customer detail sign up, and I will just show you. That's all. It's done. All those methods are already present or enabled by just having or implementing this customer repo instead of implementing our customer DAO. We can simply implement our customer repo, and all those methods will automatically be available. All those features will automatically be available. But in this project, we have already implemented one with Hibernate, one is old-fashioned way, and another will be our login, customer detail login will be implemented using Spring Data JPA. So you have variety of options. Technically, there are two options only, but you will still have many more options in future to you to understand how are we going to build it. The reason is because when you are working in any enterprise project, it's not that they are only using JPA. There will be many projects that will be using Hibernate itself. And then if you don't know Hibernate, then how are we going to differentiate between what is JPA and what is Hibernate? And suppose if a boss asks you to, or if a manager or tech lead asks you to, we have an upgrade project where we need to optimize all this thing into JPA repo or something like that, they can do it. This is also one task you could do in your boilerplate code, where I have implemented JPA repo, which is giving us the same functionality, but it is using the latest feature and all. So that's the use case of using JPA repo. This video I want to keep it short. Thank you for watching.